Okay, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for coming to the 151st HSNY Gala. We have many great events for you, and I'd like to thank everybody who was involved in putting on this incredible night. And really, I don't want to think about this as remembering the 151 years that the HSNY has been in existence. I'd like this night to be about looking towards the next 151 years of the HSNY. Now, to start off our evening, we have our wonderful president, Nicholas Manousis.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. How's everybody enjoying the food and drink? It's really nice. Let's give a hand to our caterers. You guys are doing an absolutely wonderful job tonight. Thank you all so much. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I know we all want to get to the main event, to the auction and the presentation of the Henry B. Freed Scholarship. But I do want to say thank you to a few organizations first. First off, the AWCI, the American Watchmaker Clockmakers Institute. I really want to thank the AWCI for their ongoing supports of what we're doing here in New York. And I want to encourage everyone here to take a look at what the AWCI is doing on a nationwide basis. We're very honored tonight to have the executive director of the AWCI, Mr. Jordan Ficklin. He's here in the house with us tonight, and he flew in from Ohio just to be with us. Jordan, where are you? Can we give you a hand? Hi, Jordan. How you doing? Now, HSNY and the AWCI share some reciprocal membership benefits, so I encourage you all to make use of those benefits. And of course, to our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we would definitely not be doing what we're doing tonight. And I know I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. These sponsors, they're in the business of selling watches, but they're looking past that short-term business, and they're investing long-term in horological education, and that's something that is really noteworthy. It's very important to all of us, whether you're working in the industry, whether you're a collector. These are companies that are really thinking about the long term, and we thank them for their continued support. And I believe that we have representatives from all of these sponsors here tonight. So let's give our sponsors a round of applause. And last but not least, I want to thank these two gentlemen. Does anybody know who they are? A couple people do. I see our historian raising his hands. These are the founding members of HSNY. This is Mr. George Schmitz and Frederick Ruoff, the first president and the first trustee of our society back in 1866. They were German immigrants living and working in New York City's Lower East Side. They were watchmakers, and they decided to get together and form a society or a guild to help each other out. Because back then, there was no Rolex Service Center, no Patek Service Center, no Swatch Group Service Center in New York. If you were a watchmaker, you were working for yourself and looking out for yourself. And so the society was founded as a way for people in the industry to help each other out, health benefits, employment benefits, and it continued that way as a guild or a union until it's evolved into what we have here today, which is a 501c3 focused on education. But back in 1866, Mr. Schmidt and Mr. Ruoff set forth a mission for the society, and it's a mission that you can read today in our Constitution, and that mission rings true today. And I'll read that for you. Object of the association, Section 1, to advance the art and science of horology. Section 2, to disseminate and interchange horological knowledge among its members and with the public. And Section 3, to provide regular friendly social discussion after adjournment of the regular meetings, as well as social events during the year. So I think we're probably satisfying Section 3 here tonight. And we'll see later on tonight, we're going to satisfy the other sections of the mission of the Society, starting with the Henry B. Freed Scholarship, and then moving on to the charity auction, which we'll be doing in just a few minutes. And speaking about the auction, I just want to give you a few thoughts about that. There's been asked a few questions about how it all kind of came to be, and I wanted to tell a little bit of a personal story. So I think it was about 3 years ago, I was going through HSNY's library, cataloging it, organizing it. We hadn't really opened it up in a long time, many decades. And going through the library, I found a letter from Mr. Henry B. Freed. And the letter talked about a collection of watches that were bequeathed to the Society and that were stored in a safety deposit box somewhere here in New York City. So I hadn't heard about this. I hadn't heard anyone else at the Society talk about this. So I asked around. I asked some of our older members that knew Mr. Freed personally, and we were able to find where these watches were, which safety deposit box they were in, and we were able to bring them back to the Society. And it took a fair amount of deliberation as to what we should do with these watches, because they're really nice. I'm sure you saw on the website some really beautiful watches. But what we thought to do is we thought to save for a rainy day. We thought to set up a savings account for HSNY, set up an endowment fund, because it's no secret, the Society is doing very well right now, and now is the time where we should really start planning for the future to make sure, just like Mike said, that we'll be around for another 151 years. So as you are bidding tonight on these beautiful watches, you're bidding on some really nice watches. But also keep in mind that you're bidding on the success and longevity of our Society. And I again thank you all for coming tonight. Let's get on with the show. Let's move on to the scholarship announcement, and we'll bring Mr. Mike Foster back up here. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nick. As you saw, Section 2 spoke about horological knowledge. Now, our Society does a lot in terms of education. We have award-winning classes for those of you who were not privileged to that knowledge before. We do. Sign up. They're fun. And we do always keep on taking on more and more initiatives with this. And now I'd like to bring up our Director of Education, Mr. Steve Eagle.
Thank you, Mike. I'd like to start out by just thanking everyone for being here this evening. Thank you to our members, attendees, and esteemed guests. It's because of your contributions and constant engagement with the Society that we've been able to flourish and grow, and especially over the past several years. Horological education is one of the main focuses that has also played a major role in that growth. It's always been our mission to advance the art and science of horology within the city and really throughout the entire United States. This started 151 years ago when the Society was founded. Back then, there were no large brands that watchmakers could count on to get employment, training, or even spare parts. So the creation of the Society was very important for that reason. It was a place that watchmakers could go to work together, rely on each other in order to be successful in repairing watches and clocks in this great city. Along with that, there was a great social aspect of the Society, and there were regular gatherings, monthly meetings, and annual dinners, and you can see that spirit is alive and well here tonight. One of our past presidents, Mr. Henry Freed, truly embodied the heart and the spirit of the Horological Society. He was the first president to reach outside of the circle of professional watchmakers and clockmakers, and he, in 1950, worked with public schools in New York City to offer watchmaking classes in high schools. These classes were meant to just expose young people to watchmaking in general and just let them know that it was a viable career option. That program experienced great success until the quartz crisis in the 1970s. And at that time, we saw watchmakers fleeing the industry. They were very worried that mechanical watch repair would become obsolete. All of a sudden, you could buy a quartz watch for a fraction of the price of a mechanical one, and the accuracy was measured in seconds per month, whereas the accuracy of a mechanical watch is measured in seconds per day. The history and the art of the mechanical watch, though, is really what has been bringing it back. It did not take too long for many people to start longing for a timepiece that was not just another disposable good. Mechanical watches carry stories. They become heirlooms. I mean, if I were to ask, could I get a show of hands, anybody in this room who has had a watch passed down from them from a parent, a grandparent, or is planning on, I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's incredible. I mean, so much care, so much meaning and connection to these brilliant little mechanical wonders that transcend the very thing that they keep. It's truly incredible. So as this popularity of mechanical watches have experienced a resurgence of sorts, so has the need for highly trained professionals. Going to watchmaking school is not on the radar of most people in the United States, especially today. In fact, every time I tell people that I repair watches for a living, they're truly surprised that people even still do that. Then, of course, right after that, it comes with, oh, I got this Timex that needs a battery every single time. But today, people are going to watchmaking schools for very different reasons than in the past. It's more than about finding steady employment and looking to provide for yourself and maybe a family. It's about curiosity, it's about interest, and it's about passion. Just about every watchmaker that's been trained recently has a very unique story about what got them hooked. For me, it started with a part-time job at a watch kiosk in a mall my freshman year of college. It was a small-time job, not a whole lot going on, but it was the first job I had that I enjoyed showing up to, and that really struck a chord with me. So I started showing up to work more and more, and class less and less, and then I finally realized that I wanted to fix watches for a living. So I started researching watchmaking schools, and I was immediately amazed at how intricate these timepieces were, and I quickly found out how very little I actually knew about watches. I remember sitting across from my dad at lunch one day telling him that I wanted to fix watches for a living, and he sat there and he laughed in my face very loudly. He said I would never be able to support a family. He said it was just a passing phase, and it would go away. But I knew this was different. I knew that this was not just some knee-jerk decision. This was not some passing fancy. It's what I wanted to do for a living. Now, fast forward 8 years, and I wake up every day, and I love going to work. And my dad, he loves telling people about how cool my job is. Friends, family, strangers, he will talk your ear off. Aside from working as a watchmaker here in the city, I have the privilege of being the director of education for the society. I started helping teaching classes in early 2015, and then in 2016, I took over as the director of education. Even in that short period of time, I've witnessed a tremendous transformation within the Horological Society. When I first started attending meetings, we met on the Upper West Side at a small chapel. The meetings were attended by watchmakers and a small scattering of enthusiasts. With the launching of our classes, we've started to see the interest expand beyond just the normal reach of people that would normally be interested in watches. We immediately had to change the class size to 6 people from 4. We started with small classes. We were offering them for free to anybody that wanted to sign up. And within less than a week, we had over 1,000 people sign up onto the waiting list. It was truly incredible to see just how many people were thirsting for this knowledge. People that weren't even in the watch industry, people that just had curiosity about how things worked. It was amazing. The awareness of the society that the classes have brought has also transformed and grown our membership. Our monthly meetings are now held right here in this amazing building, as well as all of our classes. Our membership has completely transformed, and now you can find watchmakers, collectors, hobbyists, industry professionals, advertising agents. It's an incredibly diverse crowd of watch geeks. Today, our classes have hosted nearly 2,000 people here in New York City, and due to the constant demand, we have also launched a traveling education program. We've visited 6 different cities and have yet to not sell out every single seat. We've been featured in newspapers, magazines, blogs, and I don't say this so that we can stand here and pat ourselves on the back. I'm simply highlighting the amazing things that have happened within the society, all because we pursued our passions, took some risks, and kept true to the values of HSNY. A large part of those values is education. If I'm to impress upon you the importance of education in the United States, I need not go any further than to point out how seriously major Swiss brands are taking it. 3 major players in the watch industry offer 2-year watchmaking schools in the United States completely free of tuition. Students only need to purchase their own set of watchmaking tools and pay for their basic living expenses. One school right here in New York City actually goes as far as to pay students a monthly stipend to cover those basic expenses. When I was applying to watchmaking school, it was said that within 10 years, 50% of watchmakers would be reaching the age of retirement. So here we are 8 years later, and the industry is really feeling it. Due to the intensity of watchmaking programs, class sizes have to be small in order to offer the correct level of hands-on training. And it's very common for classes to start out with 12 to 14 students and end up with only 9 or so graduating. In the US, we have 5 or 6 watchmaking schools, and it's safe to say that on average, 9 students will graduate from each. So that means we have about 50 students a year graduating and becoming certified watchmakers, while the older generation of watchmakers is retiring too fast to count. One reason students struggle to make it through watchmaking school is because of the intense focus that's required inside and outside of the classroom. I'm constantly asked if there's some kind of condensed version of these 2-year watchmaking programs, and these 2-year programs are the condensed version. They're very intense. They're 3,000 hours plus, Monday to Friday, 8 hours a day, year-round, maybe a week off in the summer and the same in the winter. And it really takes a toll on students. That doesn't even account for the countless hours that students spend staying late after school, coming in on weekends, going home to study for theory exams at night. It makes it really hard if you have to leave school and go home or go straight to a job to make money to cover your basic living expenses. So that's exactly why investing in the education of new watchmakers, oh, I guess that's my cue, my time's up. That's exactly why investing in the education of new watchmakers is so important. The Horological Society of New York is very excited to join those who are already making these investments by offering the Henry B. Freed Scholarship. This is a $5,000 scholarship that will be awarded to one outstanding watchmaking student every year in order to help him or her thrive as they go through such a difficult program. All right, I would like to invite up this year's recipient of the Henry B. Freed Scholarship, Mr. Justin Schellenberger. Justin is a first-year watchmaking student. Oh, yes. Justin's a first-year watchmaking student at the Lidditz Watch Technicum in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. The first thing that sparked Justin's interest in horology was George Daniels' book, Watchmaking. Pretty light read, I'm told. Then subsequently, he began tinkering with several watches his grandfather passed down to him. In the essay Justin wrote to apply for the scholarship, he quoted the preface of George Daniels' book, saying, "It should be the ambition of every professional to make a contribution to his field of study." Justin truly embodies the spirit of what the Horological Society is all about. This scholarship will assist him by giving him more time to stay after school and to study once he goes home, and instead of having to leave school and go straight to work. I know that upon graduation, Justin will not only go out and be a great watchmaker, but he will also make significant contributions to the Horological Society. So without further ado, it is my great honor to present Justin Schellenberger with the first ever Henry B. Freed Scholarship for $5,000.
Thank you, Steve, and congrats, Justin. Now, I'd like to welcome up for our final event of the night, the charity auction, which everybody get your hands ready. Let's get ready for the next 151 years. My colleague, Vice President of Heritage Auctions, and you might know him from over 20 years on PBS's Antiques Roadshow, Nick Dawes.
Looking at the founders and looking at Nick, it's clear if any of you aspire to be the president, you'll need the beard. Not this, but the big beard. I'm not saying that's why you got elected, but ladies and gentlemen, seriously, this is the biggest fundraiser of the year for HSNY. And a lot of people have worked very hard to make the live auction portion a success. I'm not going to thank them, though. I'm going to let you thank them. And it's very simple. You thank them just by bidding on the watches that, as you heard from Nick, have been discovered after at least 40 years of being put away. It's quite a story. We have put them on the website at Heritage Auctions for a few weeks. There is some bidding already, I'm very happy to say, and it's your job to outbid the absentee bidders if you can. I should point out that unlike a heritage auction, there is no buyer's premium. So if you are successful in one of these this evening, you pay the hammer price. However, just like a heritage auction, we're going to sell 100% and all of it over the estimate. So, well, let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. The first one, there it is. It's the Audemars Piguet 18-karat square wristwatch, beautifully illustrated, I must say. I have to compliment our photographers. And I was looking through the watches, and I hope you all did too, and I know I shouldn't say this, but this is the one I like the best. I know. So what can I say? I'm going to start the bidding on the first of the Audemars at $1,100, $1,100. Next bid will be $1,200. I have $1,100 bid. And I see $1,200 to the lady's bid. $1,200 is bid to the lady in the center, and you have outbid. And $1,300, gentlemen by the bar. $1,400 right here now. 15 is next. Back to the lady at 15. 16 up front. 17 standing at the bar. 17, $1,800, lady's bid. I have the lady in the center at $1,900 now. 2,000, gentleman's bid. I'll take 2,100 next. 2,000, gentleman's bid at $2,000, standing at the bar. Is that it, ladies and gentlemen? 21, he's still there. 22. $2,200, gentleman still at the bar. $2,200, gentleman standing. 23 on my left now. I have a new bidder against you, sir, at 2,000. 300, I'll take 24. You know where the money's going. 2,400, all of the money goes directly to HSNY, ladies and gentlemen. 2,400, I'm bidding 25 if you want to keep going, sir. You let him have it? Oh, there's more coming up for you, don't worry. 25, he's not going to let him have it. 25, still standing. Let's find out which of you two gentlemen has the most money. 26 and 27 is a new bidder now, just coming in. Young man in the center at $2,700. 28 is next. I have $2,700 for HSNY, and 28 will be my next bid. $2,700 I am bid. 28 is a new bidder at the back. Thank you, young man. 29 is next. I have 3,000 bid. I'll take 250 next. I have 3,000. That's you, sir, and 250 will be my next bid. Let's get into the big boy bidding. 250 is bid, and 35 is next. I have 500. Want to keep it going, sir? You know where the money's going. 35, I took it in front of you. Gentleman in the blue tie. And 37.50 at the back. 37.50 bid at the back, and my next bid is $4,000 on it. I have 3,750 bid at the back. 4 is next. 4 is bid. Thank you, sir. By the way, if you came here straight from work, you may have missed it, but the Dow was up almost 1,800 points today. I couldn't believe it. Happened right at the bell. And 42.50. 45 is next. 45, thank you, sir. How about 750 now? $4,500 to the young man who believed me. $4,750 will be next. It's $45 once. Twice at $4,500. Let him have it. $4,750. $5,000 already. $5,000 is bid. Next bid is $500. $5,000 is bid. Say $500. I have $5,000. It's behind you, sir. $500 is next. There he is. The guy with a big smile. You can let him have it. It's $5,500. And before I knock it down, I'd like to thank all the bidders this evening. By bidding, you were raising money for HSNY. Now, you were raising that guy's money, but without you, you see where I'm going. That's $5,500 once, twice. Anyone else? Well done, sir. Start the bidding. And that's the spirit, ladies and gentlemen. What's next? I've been waiting for this one. This is actually my favorite Audemars Piguet that we're offering this evening. It's a real beauty. There it is. The ultra thin 18 karat gold, retailed by Tiffany. And come on, ladies and gentlemen. You will not see a more elegant, a more beautiful pocket watch, and you know where the money is going. And I'm going to start the bidding already at $4,200. I'll take $44 next. $4,200 bid. Do I see $4,400? I have $4,200 bid. Do I see $400? I have $4,200. I will sell it for that unless I see one more. It's fair warning to you all. $4,400 and $46 goes against you, sir. Still working on my absentee bid. $4,800 will be next. I have $4,600 still, as we say in the book. $48 will be next. $4,600 once. Try another one. $4,600 twice at $46. Fair warning. Last call to you all. I'm selling it at $4,600. Are we all done? Sold at $4,600 for our absentee bidder. Next up, lot number 3. Is there a better watch, ladies and gentlemen? Come on. Than the classic St. Gordon's by Piaget, the $20 St. Gordon's. Great favorite with the coin people and, of course, with all the watch people. This one's signed Cartier on the face. And of all the coin watches, I have to admit, this is the one that I would take home. I mean, when I saw it, I'm starting the bidding on the Piaget St. Gordon's. Again, my absentee has it at $3,200, and I'll take $3,400. $3,200 bid here. Do I see $400? I have $3,200 bid. Do I see $3,400? Do I see $3,400 for the society? Fair warning then. It's $3,200 once. 34, thank you, sir. And I'm against you at 36. Still my bid at 36, 38, and I have 3,900. That's my top bid. And if you'd like 4, you can cut it out. He would. And 4,000, it's in the room as we like to see it. $4,000, gentlemen standing at the bar again at 4,000. Do I see 200? I have $4,000 once. 4,000 twice on the St. Gordon's. Last call. It's going to be you, sir, at $4,000. Sold. Thank you. Friend right there. This is the one, ladies and gentlemen. When I walked by earlier, this one just jumped at me and said, "This is your favorite one. This is the one." But who wouldn't like? Come on, look at this Patek. It's been buried, it's been hidden for 40 years, ladies and gentlemen, like all of these watches. We cannot do this again. But let me throw this at you. We'd love to do it again next year, to sell some great watches. The vault is empty, as I understand it, of great watches. You always have the opportunity to donate a watch between now and when we do this again next year. We will sell your watch for the benefit of the society, right, Nick? So please think of that. But we've come to the last and certainly my favorite watch of the evening. the Patek 18 karat, and I'm starting the bidding. We are up to $9,000 with absentee, and my next bid, I'll be $9,500. I have $9,000 bid. Do I see 500? I have 9,500, and I am out, sir. And you, as they say, are in at the bar with your bid of $9,500, and 10 will be next. I have $9,500 bid. Do I see 10,000? 9,000. $500 bid once, 10,000 he's in, 11 is next, sir. Thank you, and 12 is the next bid. I have $11,000 bid at the bar, and say 12, sir. He does. How about 13 from you, sir? Yes. Thank you, and 14 is next, young man. I have $13,000 bid for the society, and I'm looking for 14. 13,000 bid once. 13,000 bid twice. And it's fair warning to you all. You gonna let him have it? 14, he's not. 15 is next, sir. 15. Gentleman's still there at 15,000. How about you, sir? No more? Don't worry, there's one more thing coming up for you. I can see a bid coming from you. But I do appreciate your bidding this evening. Gentleman's been very generous. 14,000, 15,000 once. Is it 15 or 14? It's 15, isn't it? It's 15. 15,000 once. 15,000 twice. My friend at the bar, we all done? Last call. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, sir. $15,000. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, is item number 5, and this is something that was found in the vault as well, I believe, and this is something many of you are wearing, but you don't have this one. This is the one you want. In fact, were I to have a badge, this is the one that I would want. Probably my favorite item here this evening, but why wouldn't it be? It's a vintage Horological Society badge, a little pin. From when? When's it from, Nick? 1940s or 50s, somewhere around. So, great age, great object, and beautiful thing. And I'd like to start the bidding. We estimated it $50 to $100, and why wouldn't you? Absentee bidding is already at $500. $700 is bid, and $1,000 is bid. $1,100. 12 is next, sir. Don't. $2,000. Next bid's $2,250. Yes, we have it. $2,250 is bid, and $500 will be next. I have $2,250. $3,000. $3,000, gentleman in the center. I think he deserves it. Do you, sir? 3,000 once. 3,000 twice on the pin. Thank you, young men. Thank you, all the bidders. Sold to my friend in the center at $3,000. And ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Let's eat some food. Let's drink. Let's enjoy the evening. We'll see you back here next month.